Where the hell are you, bro? Oh, there's the deer. Hold on. I'm so freaking ADD, bro.
ADD, bro.
I am. I'm like
that.
squirrel.
Hold on. Yeah, well, I only have color blindness, so.
Wait, the hell did my squirrel? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed it again. Oh, there. Okay, third time's a charm. Oh, wait, getting away. Oh, damn. I shot it in the butt. I think that was
I call that
w
the culo.
Oh, sorry. I call it the colon cleanser.
Oof. Ouch. I don't like that.
Oh, wait.
Who wants to invade my game and punish me?
Where come find me?
Okay, and then we can punish each other.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
really?
You like handcuffs, baby?
Oh my god, I need to turn these guys off. Hold on a second. Stop it! Stop!
Sure. I mean, it's not my go-to, but
Alright, voice chat.
get behind anything.
Run the road, run the road, run the road. Here they come. Okay. Around, focus, focus, focus. That's it, right? Damn. That was sloppy.
To make. I will help him.
No. Don't even finish that sentence.
All right, fine.
No, we're not. We're not helping anyone build a base. Okay, it's not rocket science. I am gonna give him. This is the only thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna give him a chest. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button there.
Where is he? Where is Lord Shimura?
Oh, I better heal real quick. I don't know what else is coming. Heal, heal, heal. Treat. Quick, quick. Oh no, oh no, oh no, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me yet. Okay, you can see me now. You can see. No, no, wait, not yet, not yet, I'm kidding. I'm not ready. Okay. Oh my god, you're still awake. No, I'm stuck. Oh no, it's stuck. It's jammed. Stop it, Angie, run away. Damn it. Oh my god.
Bastard, leave my moose alone. Oh, you stupid. Money maker. Stupid jerk. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
All right.
Conceal your weapon.
Two down.
Nice.
That's when this game becomes fun. When you're like, oh crap! Where the hell did those wolves come from? That's gonna be a clip, bro. I gotta go back and clip that later. Good afternoon. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. What's going on? 12:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's actually a sunny. So it's 67 degrees and sunny outdoors? I live. Yes, I do. What's up, Solar? How's it going, man? I'm joined today by my co-host, which is sleeping. Can't see her. Him, I mean. My little doggy. Big doggy. I'm telling you, he's asleep. Yeah, I've been trying to get it to sit over there, but he doesn't really want to. He's like, nope, I'm on the big pillow. So that's what he's going to stay on. Anyhow, how's it going, guys? Hope you're doing well. Whenever you're watching this, that's when you're watching it. So I appreciate you watching it. I appreciate any feedback that you want to give me. You can always send me a email, nordwolf.live@gmail.com. Feel free to follow us on all our socials. Let's get those out of the way now. Just going to go ahead and do those so we can get them out of the way. These are the socials. Feel free to join those before we start our conversations. Today's kind of a chill day. We're going to just go over some news. We're going to go over actually The Last of Us, which we watched last night for the first episode. We got ads starting in 23 minutes. Great. The first ads always happen 30 minutes into it. And then after that, it's every hour. We're going to talk a little bit about ads because I heard someone just like ended their stream abruptly because of ads. So we will see that. I don't have my headphones on, so I don't hear myself. And obviously I've got the wrong screen up here in front of me, which is okay. I'm going to lower this down. Woohoo! All right, let's see if I can make this smaller. Let's do this and let's do this. Okay, that's good. I can deal with that. Cool. Feel better now. Now I can see what I'm looking at. Anyways, listen, I'm just getting started. It's middle of the day. I had a couple of things to do on Monday. I've actually been working on a schedule for stream. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to slim down to 3 streams a week. I'm trying to keep it at that only because of other commitments that I want to really work on. One of the things that I've done with streaming is that I've spent so much time focusing on streaming, and streaming has become more gaming than it has actual, content creation. And I feel like it is not the area that I want to invest so much time into because of the fact that I've left some other things undone that I had planned on. So I think that I put too much pressure on myself to stream, but there's a reason for it. I think that for me, and I had this conversation with my wife yesterday. I took her out to lunch and we just had open conversations about things. And I said, the thing with streaming for me is that I spend a lot of time in my house. One of my daughters does online school. And so that keeps me here at the house. But honestly, I just tend to be home more than anything else. I get all my work done on the computer. I can work remotely from anything. I can take on, any contracts from here. I don't have to really leave my house for anything. So, because of my busy life as not only a parent, but just everything else going on, I don't have a lot of time to really hang out with friends, go out and see. I mean, one of my friends, Super Gasmic, who is my real life friend, I haven't seen him in months. I only see him here on stream. So I haven't seen him in months. And he lives 20 minutes away. So I realized that for me, streaming is a chance to be social. That's the best way to say it. Streaming is actually a chance for me to have some interaction with some friends, with my community, some of which have become good friends of mine. And I think that's where I've spent a lot of my time focusing, is getting that interaction. But truthfully, you know, I still do other stuff when I'm off stream, and I just feel like I've left some projects kind of dangling because of it. There's video editing as well that I have to focus on doing, some other content creation stuff, but I've got some other things that I'm working on personally that I need to focus some time on. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have 3 streams a week, and I'm thinking that today's going to be an oddity, but I'm thinking I'm trying to stick to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm thinking Tuesday and Thursday are going to be daytimes, and Wednesday is going to be a nighttime stream. That's kind of the way I see it. If we start playing Classic again after Ulduar comes out, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, maybe we'll have a Monday night raid stream. But other than that, I'm going to try my best to take off Mondays and Fridays and just stream 3 days a week. And Thursday being the stream that I stream the longest. I think that's how it's going to be. Could even break that up into 2 different streams, but we might do just one whole big one. So I think that's kind of where I'm headed, which is a good thing. But I wanted to talk about The Last of Us. So we're going to talk about that in a moment. We'll get to that. But let's look at some other news first. I came across this article here, and I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my... Oh, why is that my button's not ready? See if it does it. Yeah, I don't think it's working. All right, that's fine. I got my buttons here. All right, let's switch over to this. So I saw this piece of news this morning, and I was curious. I was like, Lost Ark is banning players for inactivity. So if you're one of these people that have played Lost Ark before and then got bored or got tired or wanted to take a break and you haven't been back, I don't know how long it's considered, you know, banning you, permanently banning you. I don't know. But if you're inactive, it seems like they're issuing permanent bans. I don't know why that is. So we're going to read this article. I just came across this morning, and I'm like, that's interesting, because when Lost Ark first came out, I got involved in it. I actually liked it, and I played for a bit, but I was noticing that there was a lot of, you can pay for some things and so forth, and that kind of like turned me off from it. And I also got confused as far as once I got to a certain point in the main mission, it opened up all these other side missions, and I was like, wait, I just want to stay on the main mission. Where is it? And I was kind of confused, to be honest. So I kind of took some days off from it, and I have not been back since. I reinstalled and I've looked at it, considered getting back on, but then I came across this article. So let's read it and see what it says. Lost Ark is banning players for inactivity. Lost Ark is being reviewed. Lost Ark is being reviewed, bombed after issuing permanent bans to inactive players, which leaves a mark on their Steam profile. What the hell? That's not good. Why would they ban people like that? So according to this, it says, in a movement that has left countless gamers confused and frustrated, Lost Ark has issued permanent bans on inactive players, some with dozens of hours playtime and others who have spent money on the free-to-play game. Wow. That's kind of messed up. Consequently, Lost Ark has been experiencing a review bomb on Steam as more and more players are notified that they've been banned. That is really interesting. I'll have to check my account. I don't even know. It's no secret that Lost Ark has a major bot problem, and the developers have been going to great lengths to curtail the growing bot population with increased security and more restrictions on new accounts. As a free-to-play game, it's all too easy for scammers and farmers to get into the game and disrupt the economy and player base with little risk on their own part. In what appears to be a draconian measure to somehow protect the game from bad actors, Lost Ark has gone even further with this latest move. That is so. In order to stop people from creating these bots, logging into these accounts and never using it, they've decided that anybody that's inactive for whatever reason, they're going to go ahead and ban. That's crazy. Thousands of gamers launched Steam this weekend only to be notified that they've been permanently banned from Lost Ark, a game they probably haven't played in close to a year. This ban wave is targeting inactive players, but bewilderingly, it's using Steam's anti-cheat system to do so. This leaves a rather nasty mark on any Steam user's profile, indicating that they've been banned for one or more games and is supposed to be used to identify cheaters or unruly players. Now, I don't know about you, but one, I've never had a ban on Steam at all on any game because I don't cheat or I don't do any of that crazy stuff. And if I do that, I do that like, I don't do that on Steam games. I do that like on, for example, testing, sandbox testing, I do on Scum, but I do that on my local system. And that's not cheating, but still. The mods that I've tested out for Elden Ring PC version, I've done them offline. So I've never been online when I test out all the mods for Elden Ring, because I know a lot of those you're not supposed to do. So there's a lot of mods that I do test, but I never test them online. I make sure of that. Anyways, let's see. So I'm curious now. So before we keep reading this, let me go ahead and hit up Steam real quick. And I will see. We'll see if we can launch the game. Do I have it installed? I'm pretty sure. Probably at the top. Hold on. Let's see. I don't have a message, so that's probably a good thing. I don't have it installed. Yeah, I don't have any messages, so maybe I'm okay. I don't have it installed. I'll have to install it later and try it out. I think it's installed on my other machine. Let's see. Manage, show more details. I'm just looking offline. No. No, I mean, I don't have a message on Steam either, so I guess that's a good thing. So at this point, I don't think I'm banned. Okay. I have been inactive for about a year, if not longer. We'll have to see how that works out. So let's see. So Lost Ark's record-setting launch last year means that a huge number of otherwise innocent gamers are being marked as cheaters for briefly trying out a much hyped free-to-play game. So in other words, a lot of us just tried it out like I did. And then we're like, yeah, this isn't really where I want to be. There's like, you know, pay to win and I don't want to pay for stuff. And it's just kind of lame. And that's why I took the time off. I thought it was a good looking game. And I was curious that I'd probably come back and play a little bit more of it later. But yeah, no. It just hadn't happened. Currently offline. So I'll have to see. As far as I can tell, I have not been banned. But I'll have to install the game to see first. It's difficult to pinpoint the exact criteria for inactive bans. Maybe because I don't have it installed. Maybe I've missed that ban. Anyways, as droves of Steam reviews reporting on the ban show a range of histories. Some players that have been banned may have up to 40 hours played. By the way, how much time do I have played? 41 hours, 41.8 hours played. Okay, so see, I didn't play that much. 40 hours played, but not since the game launched last February. Otherwise, meanwhile, some others have less than 10 hours of playtime, but I've been banned for not playing in the past 6 months or so. When's the last time I played it? Last played June 3rd, 2022. So over 6 months. Okay. So I fall into both of those categories. Others report being banned despite paying money for Lost Ark's Founders Pack, which gave players a few days of early access to the game. Now, I'm almost certain that I did get the Founders Pack, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a strange move considering most games are trying to win back their inactive players rather than permanently banning them. And it may have done irreparable damage to Lost Ark's reputation moving forward. Understandably, many gamers would prefer to try other free-to-play MMORPGs that won't mark them as cheaters later down the road. Yes, I would agree with that. See, I think that is really messed up, the fact that they did that, because I don't, here's the other thing, man. Will there be lawsuits for this? I mean, if them banning you for their stupidity on trying to handle their problems with bots and banning innocent players for inactivity, that puts like a tarnish on your Steam record, because a ban just stays on your account. So unless Steam is going to work with Lost Ark and be like, okay, we can remove those bans. They're called VAC bans, I guess. VAC, I'm pretty sure. So unless Steam is going to work with Lost Ark and be like, okay, which ones should not have been banned, and then they'll go ahead and clear those people's records of that specific ban, that would be good. But if they don't do that, and let's use me as an example. If I go through this and I see that, man, they banned me even like as an inactive player, and now I have that mark on me, yeah, no. There's going to be some kind of lawsuit there. There's going to be either fix this, or you just tarnished my account with all my games. Like, either remove that, or I have to get a new account and you need to pay me for all the money that I've spent on this account putting all these games on it. I'm going to have it on a different account now. You need to reimburse me for that, or put all my games on a different account if you can't remove the ban, because that is messed up. That is totally messed up. I hope that they fix this. So as it stands right now, this is 2 days ago. I have not heard much else. I will keep an eye on this, and we're going to report back to see if what else comes of it. But at this point, that is pretty messed up. Try to see if there's anything else on it in the actual Lost record launching settings. Nope. Nope. I don't see anything else right now. Okay. So that was that first story that I wanted to go through. I can't believe that, though. Let me know what you think later on. All right. Now let's go to the next one. So by the way, when I do this, this is just articles that I go through. I go through Google News like every morning. I read my political stuff and my, world news, as well as any local news. I read that offline, just kind of get my morning started, know what's going on. And then I look through technology and for you section, which is usually technology, gaming, and art, or things like that, graphics and whatnot. And there's some programming stuff too. But so I go through all that, and as I'm going through it, I see some articles and I'm like, I want to read that. I'm gonna save that for stream. And so I'll open them up. And most of the time I share them sometimes as I'm streaming, but then there's other days where I'm like, I'm not gonna look at this until I'm on stream, and then we'll go through it. And that's kind of what we're doing. So I haven't looked at any of these stories other than the titles, and knowing that I wanted to look at them further, if that at all helps. So this one is, when does Old War release? Now, we all know that WoW Classic is going to have a new dungeon release, which we've all been waiting for. In fact, supposedly there's a record of 30% of players in Classic have dropped in the past, I would say, month. And it's because, one, a lot of people believe it's the holidays. And I for one, think the holidays had something to do with it. Traveling, visiting family visiting you, just not able to really be online all the time. I would think that's part of it. But the other part is that I think everyone got tired or was already done with everything that they had to do with the current raids that we had available. Like Nax, we had, I can't remember the names now. They're escaping me. But Nax was a big one. That's the one we ran over and over and over, which is the major one. All the other ones were short. There were 2 other ones that are short. Damn it, I cannot, the names are escaping me right now, so don't worry about it. I think you know them if you know World of Warcraft. Classic. So a lot of, like, even the guild that we started for the Wolfpack, there were a couple that went to WoW Dragonflight. When that came out, they decided to leave Classic and do that, and that's where they ended up staying. And then other people during the holidays, because of the holidays and because of the fact that we're burnt out from the raiding the same thing over and over, having gotten the pieces that they wanted, they decided to take a break as well. Now, it doesn't help that we went through 3 raid leaders. Our first raid leader, which was Solarith, was busy with work, so he couldn't really be reliable as far as running the raids or keeping up with them, or even keeping up with communications on raids, like letting people know what was coming on, if we were doing it, what we were doing, and so forth, and kind of hyping it up. So then he dropped off, and we had his friend Psych Out take over, and Psych Out ran it with Doc. Doc was Mad Dog, the Mad Doctor. Hey, what's up, Brink? How you doing? So they started running them, and they were doing well, did it well together. And then Solar came back, and then Solar and Psych Out started doing it. But then all of a sudden, Solar and Psych Out decided to go to Dragonflight. So they went over to Dragonflight, and Doc was handed the reins of Raid Leader. Now, at this time in the guild for Classic, we started coming into the holiday season, and people started, not being around. And Doc had to go out of town and actually had to move. So he took several weeks off to just get moved from one place to another. I'm going to snooze for 5 minutes, the actual ads. So they'll be running in a moment. So because of all that, there was a lot of drop in participation in raids during the month of December. So now coming back, everyone's waiting for Ulduar to come back or to come out so we can all come back. We don't know how many people are going to be there. We don't know if anyone's going to be there. So we're still kind of playing defense. So this is interesting to find out when it's going to actually be released, because I honestly thought it would be by the 15th. And maybe it has, and I haven't looked because I didn't run. I was busy yesterday. I didn't run the WoW. So let's take a look. When does Ulduar release in WoW Wrath of the Lich King Classic? I'm not going to watch a video. I'm just going to read it. The next phase of World of Warcraft content is on the horizon, and the game's next raid is Ulduar is coming, and Ulduar is coming with it. Yes, that's the next raid. It's one of the most famous raids in WoW history, so if you never got the chance to play it when the current content came out in 2009, you'll have the chance to relive the history in just a few days. So it's soon. When was this article from? This is from today. Okay, good. It's probably going to be Monday or Tuesday. I bet it's Tuesday. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe. The raid, which features 14 bosses, is one of the biggest of all time, and its iconic hard mode difficulty options made for one of WoW's most immersive PvE experiences. Interesting. Can I close these ads, please? Thank you. Although Phase 2 of Wrath Classic content will go live on January 17th, tomorrow, players will have to wait a few days before they enter Ulduar. Ulduar will be released on January 19th at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 3 p.m. Pacific Time. There you go. Yeah, it's a very long and fun raid. And you know what's funny? I don't remember it. So I don't either. I did not do it, or I just don't remember. I'm getting old, man. I forget things. So that's coming. So now we know. There's a new content that's going live tomorrow. We're going to do the, downtime probably by the afternoon. Who knows how long it's going to be down. So we'll have new content tomorrow. And maybe I will be logging in tomorrow to check it out. Ulduar will be released on January 19th, which would be Thursday. Am I correct? Yeah, Thursday at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. my time, which I won't be able to play it because I have a class on Thursday night. So I won't be ready to do with it until I get back. And that's not going to be till 9 my time. So we'll have to see. And now I don't know if that means, because Thursday nights are usually our raid night. So maybe if the Wolfpack gets together, there will be a raid going on that night. I hope so. I'll have to talk to Doc and see. So let me go ahead and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put this into our Discord. Give me 1 second. Double duty, you know how it is. World of Warcraft chat. That's where we want to put it. With Ulduar releasing on Thursday nights. I wonder how many will be back to try and run Thursday night's raid. Question mark. Okay. So we will see. Let's see. Oldar's loot table and scaling explained. I'm not going to go through all of this right now because I don't want spoilers. I just wanted to know the dates. You can't zone into raid until January 19th. The area near the entrance is still able to be explored in open world. In terms of loot, you'll be getting. I'll read some of it. In terms of loot, you'll be getting from Oldar. You should expect to see a noticeable increase in power whenever you get an item to drop for you. Well, that's good. Gear from Ulduar will be scaled a bit higher than it was when the raid was originally released 13 years ago, with item level drops from Ulduar being higher in an effort to keep the raid relevant for longer. Well, that's actually good because, see, that's the thing I think that was happening before. It's like we were just getting stuff and it's like ready to move on. Okay. The Classic Phase 2 will release January 17th, while the Gates of Ulduar will open on January 19th. Perfect. All right, so there's that one. So, as you know, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that we have a raid going on Thursday night, even if we start late, or even if I get there at the end of it or something. I just want to know how it went. If not, I don't know, maybe we'll do a raid on Friday. Who knows? I'm excited to try it out, though. I am going to be back. I know that much. Okay. Let's move on. So yesterday, I was looking at some games that are coming out and some release dates, and I was talking to Brink and Super offline, and we were looking at all these different games coming out, and then I saw this news story, but this was published 3 days ago, and I missed it. It says, here's why a bunch of games, including Starfield, just changed release dates on Steam. Starfield, Redfall, and Ark 2, and a bunch of other games slated for launch in 2023 are now listed as simply coming soon. I hate when that happens, because some of us, not me, but some of us, plan out like what they're going to play when based on when these dates are coming. Like, I know people that are like, okay, this month, these two are coming out, so I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to do this one because next month, this one comes out. I mean, they actually do that. They think about, well, I'll be playing this for 2 months because in the next after those 2 months, something else is dropping and I'm going to pick up on that. So things like that do happen. And also for content creators that are also scheduling reviews, discussions, it's good to know dates when they're coming out so you can plan for those things. But when it just says coming soon, it kind of sucks. So let's see what this has to say. You may have noticed recently that Starfield's listed release date on Steam recently changed from 2023, vague, but at least within a specific window, to coming soon, which is vague and utterly without specific. It's not specific. There we go. It was in fact just one of several games to have their launch dates rejiggered today. Others visible on SteamDB include Forspoken, Redfall, Ark 2, RoboCop Rogue City. Really? The good news is that there's nothing to worry about. Well, probably nothing anyways. You see, back in October 2022, Valve made a change to the way it handles release dates for upcoming games. Prior to that, release dates on Steam store pages were a Wild West. I was thinking Wild West was a game. Some games would list an exact date, others would have something more ballpark, a month and a year, maybe, and still others would drop in joke text like when it's done. That kind of sucks. Hey, we know what's going on. That kind of sucks that back then they left it like that. People could put whatever they wanted. It should always be a standard. They should be like, what's the date? Or even if they do quarter, like within this quarter, like second quarter, third quarter, whatever. A lot of those games have events scheduled where they most probably announce their release dates. Good, trapped inside today. How about you? I'm not trapped, but I am inside too. But I'm doing well. Thanks, man. Sorry to hear you're trapped. Is it snowing or really cold weather? It's warming up today here for me, but icy. Oh yeah, stay inside. Stay inside. I know you're in Maine. My wife mentioned Maine the other day. She was like, she remembered we took a cruise and we went up there to Brunswick, I think it was. And so so she said that she really wanted to see Maine like in the summertime, like better weather. So I'm like, okay. So we're gonna probably plan a trip out. Ads starting soon. Oh, sorry guys, if ads come, not my fault. I hate when ads are starting soon. See, that's the other thing. Starting soon, like when? When? So I know to stop talking. We're going to talk about ads in a little moment. What's up, fat cat? How's it going, man? He's trapped in his in his G farms. In his girlfriend's arms. I read G farms. Do I have to watch The Last of Us before joining the stream? No, I won't do any spoilers. No spoilers. I'm going to just talk about the characters. What did I say? I'm going to make sure. I'm going to put in parentheses, no spoilers. There you go. I'm convinced women are trouble. They always have been. From day one, but that's okay. They make our life exciting. All right, we got an ad going on, so I'm just going to wait. Okay, ads are done. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to wait. Women are trouble, yes, but that's okay. We love them anyways, and they keep our life exciting. Summertime is the best time to come to Maine? Okay, perfect. I'm trapped in a glass case of emotions. Summer tourism is my job. Nice. The girl is Lady Jane Grey from Becoming Elizabeth. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a moment. One spoiler, it's stressful to watch. Yes. So let's switch over to that story in a moment. So let's hold off on that one for a moment. But so basically, a lot of these changes on dates is nothing to fear. Sometimes we see those changes, and I thought, well, maybe that means that it's going to be pushed back. But I think it's that there's no exact date, and they all have their launch schedule, so they just don't. There's no way of putting it out there, and I guess they don't want to do that because they want to have that hype build up. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see. So the to address the shortcomings, Valve introduced 5 options developers could select from and switch between. Here they are. The exact date, that would be nice. The month and year, that's good. We don't need the day. It's just the month and year, right? The quarter of the calendar year, so that's kind of big. And the year, no, or no date at all, coming soon. I think the no date at all leaves them with so much room to be like, we said coming soon. It could be tomorrow, or it could be at the end of the year. So soon is relative to however anyone wants to express it. I think the best one of all of these, I would go with either the month and year, which would be ideal. Yes, we all want the exact date, but we'll leave that for them to launch, like a big launch thing. But at least a month and year, or at least a quarter. Yeah, what if you're a vampire? Soon is relative. Exactly. Okay. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on these games. Keep an eye on these games. They always change. Let's close a couple of these up. Alduar. Lost Ark is banning players for inactivity. That was a great one. We talked about that at the start. So let's talk about the Last of Us series. This was the story that I wanted to talk about. Now, I'm not in sake of saving from giving out spoilers for anyone that has not played the game or even seen the show. I'm going to hold off on making sure that we don't say anything about the story or even do any comparisons between what we saw last night and the game story itself. We're not going to do any comparisons other than to say they did a good job actually following the story, the source. So I'll say that. But I won't say anything else. Now, it is so the series is described as comfortably blah, 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 blah. Let's just read what it is. The best adaptation of a video game ever made that has been able to break the curse on gaming TV crossovers. That's important to talk about only because of the fact that people have always looked down. They've always looked down at whenever you look, let's put it this way. Every time you hear of a game that you love and you've been playing for a long time, and then you hear that they're going to make a movie about it or a TV series, immediately you're like, oh, is it going to be good? And we have plenty of examples of things that did not work out right. And so that's where people are weary. Hey, Supergasmic hated hated movies that were based on games because of the fact that they never followed the source. It was nothing like it. So we had a screening run last night. Like I streamed it on Discord, even though all three of us had HBO Max, but we watched it together. It was Brink, Supergasmic, and myself when we were on Discord, and we watched it together, and we actually all enjoyed it. So I will say that we really enjoyed it, and it was we were pleasantly surprised. That's how good it is. So it was good. So here's the thing. What's great about it, the three of us watching it, is that Brink has never played the game. So for him, it's brand new. Super has actually played the game, both games, and finished both of them. So he's very familiar with the story. And me, I've played the beginning of both games, 1 and 2. Maybe spent a couple of hours in it. So not a lot, but enough to understand what the story is. So what a good mixture there. And we all really enjoyed it. So that was great. Good morning, Loco. I mean, good afternoon, Loco. Good to see you. You've never played either. That's good. I think I was afraid for people that had not. Okay, I just think this. Anyone that has not played the game is actually going to enjoy this a lot more. Because those that have played the game might have kind of like in their head an understanding of what's going on. And so either one, they're expecting, or two, they are kind of like, I know what's going to happen. You know, one of those, even though you don't know what's going to happen. So keep that in mind. But if you actually have never played The Last of Us, you're in a great position to watch this and you will enjoy it. It's really good. The only thing I have to say against it, and I know I'm going to get hated for this, won't play it either. Not my kind of game, but we'll watch the show. My kind of show. I'm strange. No. I got it. Give me spoilers. Won't play it. We'll talk spoilers offline. We're not going to do spoilers here. I don't want to ruin it for anyone. And please do not ruin it for anybody. Don't put anything in the chat. Yeah, I never played the game. The show I really like is so far. Okay, cool. My only complaint is having to wait a week for the next episode. Yeah, we can't binge watch this. It's going to be, one every week. It's kind of the way we watch. What was that other one? The Peripheral? Was it Peripheral or Perspective? What the hell was that called on Amazon? I can't remember what it was called, but I enjoyed it. William Gibson wrote it, I think. I'm not one of those who doesn't like movie adaptations of books. Different medium, different story. That's good. I'll be waiting until the entire season is out and not my entire season. By the way, it's funny. I waited for, I have not seen the Game of Thrones prequel, whatever it is called. I forgot what it's even called. The House of the Dragons or something. I haven't seen that at all. And now I'm excited that I can get to see it because it's all out so I can see the whole thing. Yeah, I do that too. So let's talk about this. What is it that I don't like about The Last of Us? I'm going to tell you. This is what I don't like. I don't like the choice of for Ellie. I don't like the choice for Ellie. I watched the OG last year. Oh, cool. I have all 8 on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever. So in Last of Us, I really did not like their choice for Ellie. And I hate that there's always ads here. So why this ad? No, I don't want to see that. Let's just leave it like that. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm trying to stay away from this actual article because there's other stuff on this article that I don't want to go through, but I'm just going to read a little excerpt at the bottom. She is not my first choice for Ellie. Now, the little bit that I have played of the game, I kind of focused on the character of Ellie and what she was like and who she is and just her persona and also the way she looks and acts. For me, this is not. I'm not saying I don't like this girl as an actress. I'm not saying I like she's from Game of Thrones. I forgot the name of the character on Game of Thrones. You guys might know it. But she doesn't fit what I thought for me personally. And this is could be some people can disagree. For me, it doesn't fit who Ellie is. And maybe it's a visual thing. Maybe I don't see, maybe because I look at her, I don't see it as Ellie. But however, the directors or the co-creators disagree with me, obviously. And they said, we were looking for a specific combination of contradiction. Some of it can be funny and quirky and violent and rough, said co-creator Neil Druckmann, who also led the development of the video game on which the HBO show is based on. So, he didn't see, the girl's name is Bella, the actual actress. He says, I didn't see Bella acting like Ellie. I saw Ellie. So he says she would push through occasional bouts of self-doubt, anxiety, and panic and rise above it. And that was the Craig Mason, which is the co-creator as well. And by the way, I did not know he was actually in Mystic Quest. I don't know if he wrote in it or anything, but I know he was in it. He played this really weird character. Anyways, there are a few people better between the words action and cut. So acting wise, they're saying she's the shit. They're saying that's the one. Now this is an image of Ellie and Joe in the game. Of course they would, because they hired her. Yeah, so they say positive things. Exactly, they hired her. Now, I look at now, this is just a quick snapshot of Ellie in the first one. Obviously, if you see Ellie in the second one, she's a little different. But Joe, I think they did a good job with the casting of Pedro Pascal, I think his name is. I think he does a solid job as Joe, and he actually looks the part. So I'm good with that. I just don't see this. So I was looking online and I wanted to check some websites, people that were talking about even before the show came out. This is like when the show was being planned, even before the show was planned, people were talking about who they thought Ellie should be. And so I picked the top 3 that I thought of those who I think I agree with them on visually who would have been Ellie for me. Now, I'll have to do some looking up on what these people have played in, but you guys might know some of them. But I want you to focus. Listen, we're not going to talk about acting. I just want you to focus on visual. Visually, would you agree with me that these next 3 would be good visually Ellie? Okay? That's what we're going to do. So in fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put this on the end here, and I'm going to put this on the end here. Okay? This is what we're doing. I'm going to go big here, and then I'm going to go to the side. So this is Bailee Madison. Bailee Madison is probably known better as a child actress. I'm not very familiar with her work as a young adult. I'm more familiar with her work when she was young. Like I remember her in Adam Sandler movies, and there's another movie I can't remember what it was, but she was in it as well as a child. Like this is her as a child here, but I honestly could see her as what's up, Python? Good to see you, man. I honestly can see her visually as Ellie. Yay or nay? And we're just talking visually. I know she got different eyes, but that's what I see. That's number one. Okay. Number two. That's number one. So like you guys remember number one, number two, number three, all right? Number two is someone that I'm less familiar with. Don't even think I've seen her in anything. But this is someone that people have been talking about would be good Ellie. I don't know why. We can read that later. But visually, let's see if we agree. So this is open a new tab. Can I open the open image in new tab? There we go. Should do that for the other one too. There we go. Okay. All right. This is, if I can remember her name properly, Eliza Scanlon, I believe is the name, or Scanlon, which is probably not pronounced that way. It's pronounced a different way. This is someone else that they said would be a good candidate for playing Ellie. Visually, if they darkened her hair, I could see it. Same color eyes. I could see this as well. Same nose too for this art rendering of the first movie. I think Bailey Madison can do both, first and second movie, but I'm just saying. So visually, yeah, I could see this. She does look a little older, but no, I think she could pull it off. Now again, I don't know anything about this as far as this actress, what she's been in. I'm sure I probably have seen something that she's done. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm not going down the rabbit hole of looking IMDb right now. I'm just going by visually what's been talked about on the internet the past couple of years, actually, on who they think would have been a good Ellie. All right, visually. So that's number two. Number three. Now this one, let's open a new page. This is, if I'm not mistaken, Caitlin Dever or Deaver. Is it Fever, like Deep Fever? Well, Caitlin. Now, I think there's a good possibility there. The hair can go up in a ponytail. I think this is a good visual representative. I think it's the lips, the nose, the eyes. She retired from singing. Okay, she's a singer now. Well, either way, I still think she would have been good. So there you go. And actually, the fact that she sings, that's even better, because of the fact that that would be great. There can be music in this. That would be even awesome, even more awesome. So just saying. So those are my three. If anybody agrees with any of those, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. That's okay too. But that's kind of the way I saw it, and I would have gone for either one of these three. They're a little different, but they would have worked for us. But regardless, are they all too old? No, they're not. Actually, they are about the age that they need to be. The only one that was questionable, this one was a little bit older, but she still could have pulled it off. But yeah, she was a little older, but not much. And they're not like tall or anything. I don't think they are. No, they could look older, but you can make them look younger too. So that's kind of what I thought. All right. So that's where I'm at. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. That's just my thinking. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just not seeing Ellie with this new girl. Bella Ramsey, I think her name is. I just don't see it. That's just me. Okay. So now we know. She can play a badass really well. Yeah. The Last of Us, the musical, you never know. Like I said, I'm not disputing any of her acting talents or playing a badass or anything. Just visually, I kind of like when in my head, not even in my head, like when I see something already and then I want to see that, and that's kind of in the movie thing. Like, I mean, I think they did really well with using Pedro. I mean, Pedro, I think, pulls it off. I mean, he looks kind of like Joe. I can see Joe when I look at him. They may have gone the cheaper option too. Damn. That's crazy. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about here. So has anybody seen this? This is the ChatGPT, the AI software taking the internet by storm. So I'm not 100% sure. I just know that I saw Ryan Reynolds use this to make a commercial by giving it just some information about what he wanted this commercial script to be about. And it went ahead and created an entire script for him based on that. So I'm like, wait, does that mean that I can actually use this and not ever have to? We're going to watch this. This is only 8 minutes long. I can use this and not have to ever write a paper again for anything? Man, my job just got easier. What is it? Okay, BBC. Let's see what happens here. I've seen, yeah, lately I've been popping up, seeing a lot of stuff with that. Now, first we had the AI art. Now we have the AI writing our paragraphs and our essays and freaking monologues. What's next? Now, you do know, like, even for, I don't know if you know this, but on YouTube, there is something called, let's see, there is a service you can log into, and, you know, you pay like a monthly fee or an annual fee, whatever. And it's called, I'm looking it up right now. I know I have it. So it's vid something. Here, let me just click on this, and I'm just going to pause it so we don't hear it. Oh, vidIQ. Okay, so vidIQ is a way of boosting your content on YouTube. Where'd it go? Sorry guys, I just went through my windows and clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. All right. So, anyways, vidIQ is a way that it analyzes your content and like tells you what you can put in. Like, it looks at your description, you give it a couple of words of what you want your description to include, it will give you a description to use. You want to write, not the description, the title. If you want to write a good description, you give it some words to use also, like kind of what your description is going to be about or what the video is about. And then it takes that and it gives you a prepared paragraph, or 3 of them actually, for you to use as your description in your YouTube videos. So it actually writes things for you based on what you give. So that's like a small part of it. But yeah, more and more we're seeing AI programs that can do, one, the artwork for us, and 2, now it's doing the writing for us. That's just nuts. You can use it to make RPG adventures. I'm trying to say D&D anymore, right? Trying not to say, yeah. We should talk about the D&D stuff in a bit. I know I shouldn't even say that myself, but I know it was a big fiasco with that. But let's see what this has to say. I'm gonna have to put my headphones on for this because otherwise I won't hear it. But I want to be able to hear it too. So we're gonna turn this down. Let's take a look.
ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, then get ready, because this promises to be the viral sensation that could completely reset how we do things. It is the embryonic version of online artificial intelligence, the early frontrunner that reportedly has just secured a $10 billion shot in the arm from Microsoft. It is then the new frontier for the tech giants. The initials GPT stand for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. It automatically answers questions based on written prompts. You do not need to be a techie to use this. It is user-friendly. It puts AI in the hands of the masses. Lots of upside, plenty of downside. Last week, the New York City Department of Education banned access to this technology over fears students are using it to write their end of term. Over fears students.
Hold on a second. You could actually have a conversation. It says, chatbot is in. Are you alive? No, I'm a virtual assistant created by a computer program. I do not have conscience or the ability to feel emotions like a human. I only exist to provide information and assist with tasks within the limitations of my programming. Really? Damn it. It can be used for SEO too. Oh, great. Yeah, see? So anyways, okay, so college professors or university professors are worried that students are actually using this now for their writing their papers, which is the first thought that came to my mind when I saw this. No way students would use it dishonestly. They don't do that in college, no.
Over fears students are using it to write their end of term papers. It is that good. James Vincent is a senior reporter at the technology website The Verge. He's been following the rise of ChatGPT. He's used it, so have his mates. How have you found it? How effective is it? Can you pass it off as your own work?
It depends what you're trying to generate with it, but it is more effective than you would think. It's surprisingly effective. The real appeal of ChatGPT is its ability to talk about a range of subjects. Pretty much anything you can think of asking it, it will do, and it can do it in a range of styles as well. So it can write essay papers, it can write sort of college papers, but it can also write limericks, it can write poetry, it can do a whole range of text-based tasks.
That's crazy. So, you know, like for students that have to take like creative writing courses for some requirement or something, or they take a literature course and then they're told to like write a sonnet or a poem or stuff, and they're like, I don't know what the hell to write. I mean, you just feed a couple of words to this thing and it's gonna push it out. I mean, I wonder, here's the thing though. Is there a possibility that someone else that puts the same words together or the same questions or the same prompts, will they get the same exact writing? Because if they do, then this plagiarism for the person that uses it the second time. So that's what's crazy. All right, let's take a look.
Surprisingly well.
Could you use it? I said you didn't need to be techie. Could you use it if you weren't tech-minded at all? Is it just like a Google search that you would put in, write me an essay on how good the context is?
Yeah, this is the real big step forward with ChatGPT compared to earlier iterations of this technology. A lot of earlier versions of this have been locked behind either research doors of some sort or another, or they're quite difficult to have an interface with. The company that created ChatGPT, OpenAI, the big step forward they made was turning it into a chat interface.
You can run prompts through the ChatGPT, then copy and paste the stuff it gives you, and then run it through Originality AI, and it will modify the text further to ensure there's no copying of someone else's work. Wow. And yet here I've sat at the computer and totally spent hours and hours, if not days, writing papers sometimes. That's amazing. I wonder if there's any way for professors to be able to tell the difference or be able to know that you did not write it. Is there metadata? Is there anything like that? It can be, because you're copying and pasting it over. So it's not like you're copying the words, you're not copying the file. There's no way to be caught with this, is there? Plagiarism proof, man. Tell you what, you know, we've been saying this, that computers are going to take over a lot of the work. You know, we've talked about this before. There are jobs in the past, like we've said this for 10 years, if not longer, 20 years, that there's going to be jobs that computers are going to start taking over and people will be out of work. And that has happened. We've seen that in the past 2 decades, that there have been advances in technology that have made the computer be able to do certain jobs that no longer a human being has to do. And that's true. And so now we're dealing with the creative side. Before it was like the manufacturing side, right? But now we're dealing with the creative side, which is, people that write, literature, words, papers, tech writers, all sorts of writers, anything, any writing, and then as well as the art side, which we have Art AI now. And so those less and less will there need to be a hiring like someone that does writing, like a technical writer or a copywriter or things like that. Because who needs to pay a copywriter if you have this, right? A marketing writer, anything like that. Metadata, maybe. I don't know. Not if you copy and paste the words. I don't think so. Who knows? We'll have to check that. Make people write by hand using cursive. Bring back old writing skills, and even they copy at least a word. Yeah, I mean, even that, like they'll print it out and they'll just write it. I mean, nobody even teaches. There's places that don't even teach cursive anymore. I mean, they stopped doing that a while ago. I have a friend of mine that actually told me that they enforced to bring back cursive in Virginia. I don't know if that's still the case, but they were like very disappointed in Virginia that they didn't have cursive writing. I think it's sad, especially when I walk by like Hallmark. I was at the mall this weekend, yesterday, and we were looking at all the stores, and there's Hallmark. You guys know what Hallmark is, not just a Hallmark channel, but Hallmark is where you would go to buy cards. Anytime there was an occasion to give somebody a card, you would go to Hallmark and you would look for that perfect card that had the perfect saying on it, a perfect little poem or whatever group of words that kind of gave the sentiment of what you wanted to put across, and then write your own additional stuff. Well, Hallmark is like going out of business. It's like, this is the second store that I've seen of Hallmark where I walk by and half the store is empty as far as product. They have the displays there, but they're completely empty because no one buys cards anymore. It's crazy. Nobody goes physically to buy a card at Hallmark anymore. Shit, nobody even writes anything on it by hand anymore. In law school, you still have to write some things that way. I think that's great. At least of 2003. Been a while since I took the LSAT. Oh, we have our own personal lawyer here. Nice. All right, let's see what else this guy says.
So it's really just like talking to anyone you would in WhatsApp or iMessages or anything like that. You hold essentially a normal conversation with it. And that's what makes it so accessible and such a game changer in the world of AI.
But where does it pull its information from, and how far back does that go?
Good question.
So like a lot of these other text-based chat models, it's scraped information from the web, from the open internet. So that means things like Wikipedia in order to give it a sort of basic factual grounding. But it also means things like Google Books, it means recipes, and it means all the bad stuff you'd find on the internet as well. So
do you remember the days when, I don't know if you guys remember this at all, but some of you may be too old already, but how teachers at school would say, don't use Wikipedia as a source because there's no proven facts there. It's not a good source for research. And so they would tell us, this guy just said it uses Wikipedia for factual information. I guess we've come a long way since when Wikipedia first started, but it's like no teacher that I know of has ever said to use Wikipedia as a resource for factual information. Because Wikipedia was maintained by people, like general audience, that would just log in and add additional information or edit. So, can't stand lawyers, only apply because of a woman. Oh, damn. Like somebody said earlier, women are trouble. I'm not saying that I agree with that. I'm just saying that's what somebody said earlier. All right, moving on.
Hate speech, racist manifestos, all of that will have been part of its training data.
Wow.
There is, as you suggest, a sort of time-based limitation to it. It doesn't know anything about the very recent past. It doesn't know anything that's really happened in the last year. But future versions of it will be able to scrape the web in real time. So
Wow.
they'll be able to give you up-to-date stories and up-to-date information about what's happening today in areas near you.
Just quickly, you
That's
described it
crazy.
as the first spots of rain before a downpour.
Yeah.
Is this a watershed moment? Is this like the advent of Google and internet search? Is this what is coming at us, and do we need to be ready for it?
I think it's definitely a watershed moment, but it's not necessarily a watershed moment because the technology is some huge breakthrough. The technology is a step forward, but it is still fundamentally limited. It's very stupid in lots of ways. It's not some know-it-all, answer everything, get it all right machine. It's nothing like that at all. It's technology. It's fallible. What makes this different is the accessibility. OpenAI put this out on the web. They said everyone can have a go at it, and everyone's having a go at it.
So, and this is a good point, because, like you said, it scrapes the internet, but nothing from this past year, basically. It still needs to catch up. And also, if you're just looking to write something in, like, generally, like something a little more loose, then you're fine. But I think when you get down to real technical specifics, I don't know if this thing will do that. We're gonna have to test it out. I'm gonna look into this a little bit more. I'm curious to see how much it can do and what it would do, because I'll tell you what, I will never write anything ever again if I can use this. I'll be just like, this is what I want. Write it for me. Get me this information on this topic. Boom, done. No more. In fact, here's what's funny. You guys know that I'm doing a different degree now. I went back to school and I had to do a bunch of requirements. But anyways, one of the things that I can't stand about, I'm doing a lot of online schooling too. So a lot of the classes that I've taken online, there's this new method of when you do an online class. It's no longer like, here's the subject, here's the questions, here's the stuff that you have to do, here's the reading assignment, get it done, turn this in by this date, and you're done. It's no longer like that. If it was like that, it'd be so good, because I would just focus on that, get it done like within the 2 weeks and be done for the whole semester. But the point is that it's not. It's broken down, obviously. But the second thing that they added that is a pain in the ass is discussions. Discussions is the worst thing for online classes. I hate them. But because of the fact that, because it's an online class and you're doing it on your own, you have no interaction with anybody else. You watch a video, you read the material, you answer questions, you do the projects. In this case, it's computer programming. So there's computer science involved. So there's a lot of programming, network stuff, things like that. And so you do your assignments, you do your projects, you're done. No. They need you to have discussions with the rest of the class. So they give you discussion topics, and then you have to write something about that, whatever that discussion question is, and submit it on a message board. And it has to be a certain amount, like 200 words. It's got to be cited. It's got to be a freaking, just formatted properly, everything. So you get this done, and then you submit it on a message board. And your next part is you then have to read 2 other people's entries, like whatever their remarks were, and you have to make comments back to them on their stuff. I hate this. Number one, I don't mind giving my opinion on something. I hate doing that too. I'm not here to give free opinions of this. I'm doing an online class for the reason that I don't want to interact with anybody. I need to just get this done. But the thing that I hate the most of that is the fact that I have to look at other people's stuff and then critique it. And a lot of times, some of the critiquing that people do is like, yeah, that's a really good point. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I think the same way. Well, good job. That's not a critique. That's not like having a discussion. That's just like, I was writing whatever. So this tool would be great for that. I would just be like, okay, what's the discussion? It's about this. Boom, here it is. Okay, let me take this person's feedback, put it in here, give them a response. Boom, there's your response. Never have to worry about that again. Be so happy. I hate that. That's the only thing about online classes I hate. That's why there's one classes I'm actually going to physically now on Thursdays, because of the fact that I don't want to do discussions for that class. I'll be there. You want to talk to me? You want to ask me questions? You want me to talk to somebody else? I can do that. I'll do that in person with these people, but I'm not doing it on freaking online classes. Might be okay for low-level undergrad classes, but not for 400 or grad classes like those that tend to require much more technical analysis. Yeah. I wonder if there's a way around it. I mean, you have to do bits and pieces to see what you get and then put it all together. Like, this is great that it will research, you know, years of data and give you back some information that then you can take from. But the only problem with this is if you have to cite your sources, you can't cite ChatGPT as your source, and you don't know where it got that information from. Now, the cool thing is if it writes something and you want to, you know, you want to spend your time doing kind of a backwards research. So it's kind of like already having the product and then going backwards and finding that information and then citing some pages based on that. I mean, that would be another way of doing it, but it's just backwards work. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm just getting a message. I have to pick up my daughter in a little bit. So that's the only thing. Like, as far as it writing papers for you, and if you have to cite the papers, there's no way this will work for you. Granted, the worst part of research projects was writing. A bibliography patch is coming. Oh, can you imagine? All right, let's finish this up.
What that means is that people are discovering fantastic new things to do with it, and they're discovering big flaws in its programming as well. So the watershed moment is accessibility. It's not necessarily that the technology is a huge breakthrough.
Yeah, you're right that everybody's having a go at it. We've tried it today and you can't get on it because so many people are trying to use it. I mean, this is the first usable one, Victoria. There is another coming this year, I'm told, which will be even better. And the implications for society are pretty profound, as we've discussed, for schooling, for learning, for employment, for crime fighting. It could be the veritable Pandora's box, and policymakers need to get ahead of the curve.
Well,
So I'm pausing it for a second. I was thinking just now about the art AI, and there's some flaws with everything. Obviously, even the chatting thing, you know, the actual writing of material for yourself, there's going to be some flaws in it, and you're going to have to do a little bit extra work, like fine tuning it. I think we would become, if anybody used this for writing papers or writing even documentation that they need, a script or whatever, even a story. I'm going to try to see if I can write a story out of it. But the point being is that you can use this in that way, but I think your role instead of writer becomes editor. So that means that now you're going to take the content that this thing creates for you, this ChatGPT, and you're going to go through it and then edit it to make sure that it's flawless or that it holds the information you need or is just what you're actually looking for. So I think you become, instead of being a writer, you become an editor. It's the same thing with the art, the AI art that we saw in the past several weeks or past couple months that took off. And a lot of artists are upset because of the fact that it is taking, it's basically taking artwork and mixing it together, artwork that's already done, or photos or photography, who knows. It's grabbing a lot of data together and it puts it all together to make whatever it is that you ask it to make. Now, I experimented with this because one of the things is it's not perfect. Like sometimes when you merge things together, they look like abnormalities. Like maybe they have a hand coming out of their head, or their hands have like claws instead of fingers, you know. So it's a little bit weird. Excuse me a second. I'm so sorry. So I tested this out, and I can't remember the name of the site. And I want to show you a couple of the ones that I came up with that I thought were the best ones. And I was going to draw a woman's face. I was looking for a specific face, but I didn't want to use someone that I knew. I didn't want to use a celebrity. So I wanted to see if this would come up with, random example of a woman's face, right? And these are blonde women. So I want to show you this. And one of them was actually Psylocke from the X-Men. But anyways, let me show you this. These are just heads, and I want you to see what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to bring this over here. So here goes. So these are completely done by one of those AI art things. And if you look, there are certain things that are actually wrong. And of course, this is my understanding. I talked to this other guy that is that does this on Instagram. His whole account on Instagram is just AI art. It's digital art that's made by AI. And what he does is he goes in after he composes it based on words or what he puts in or whatever. Then he goes through it and edits it to like clean it up and fix the mistakes. Like, for example, if we look here, we notice the eyes have a little bit of irregularity. Like they're a little wrong. They're a little off. I mean, they're okay, but they're a little off if you can tell. Okay, so here's the other thing. If you notice right here in the ear, so the ear right there has like an extra lobe, or the lobe is sticking out, but opposed to this ear is just like flat in there. So that's something else that's wrong. So obviously, if you were going to use this, you would edit it and make it better. So it's a good starting ground. Now, for me personally, I wanted to use it for drawing. So I wanted to put it up on my screen, and then I was going to hand draw it on paper, just like kind of by getting a reference. So that's one. So that's an example. Can use Midjourney, ChatGPT, and Editor X and make whole complex websites with zero art and design knowledge, no coding, and no writing skills. Exactly, but that's what we're coming to. And that's where I think this is where things are going to take a turn, where there's going to be people that have no skills in any of those things that you just said. None of them. They don't write. They don't draw. They don't do anything. They have no creativity. But they're going to have an AI do all of that for them, edit it or clean it up or put it together, package it, and sell it as their own. Is that okay? I don't know. That's the question. Here's another one. Can I get in there? Come on. All right, let's put this one up. Let's close this one out. All right. So here's another one. Again, the eyes might need a little bit of fixing. For the most part, the hair on this side probably needs some fixing. But for the most part, this was a little bit more solid. The nose might be a little inaccurate. Like this side of the nose looks like it's sticking out. So there's just some adjustments. But for the most part, it did a good job. Let's see the next one. Let's see. Can I just go? I wonder if I can just go forward. Well, just in case. I have pictures of my kids on here, so I don't want to bring those up. I'll just click one by one. Here's the next one. So, you know, the eyes are usually like that would be cleaned up. That doesn't look right. Ear, in this case, you can't hardly see the ear, so it's okay. The hair came out good. I think maybe the clavicle here, like the bone structure, I think this might be, I would think anatomy-wise, this is off because, I mean, we do have those bones, they don't stick out that much like that. So this might need a little bit of blending here. I would probably take these two pieces off. But see, a little bit of editing, maybe the lip is not, you notice the lips right here? Normally lips don't do that. So that might need to be cleaned up a little bit. But again, AI freaking is doing masterpieces. Let me grab another one. I'm trying to get I've got a couple of these examples because this one looks this one looks really cartoony. And as you can tell, there's no white in the eyes whatsoever. This definitely looks cartoony. This one doesn't look real. But it is probably the most symmetric one, I think. And it works for it being a cartoon. Let me see. This is the one that I thought like, whoa, what happened? So for starters, I don't know what's going on with the eyes. So you definitely need a lot of editing in there. The eyebrows might not be in the right place. Ear-wise might be a little bit off too. But here's the part that I want to show you. You see, look at the hands. Let me see if I can get down there. Can I get down there? Yeah, look at this hand. The lips are a little bit weird too. They need to be fixed. But look at the way the hand is. And then also look at the skeletal structure on the shadows and the bottom, the arm down here. This is all wrong. So, and this is, but it's not bad. I think this next one's okay. This is black and white. This is, for the most part, it's decent. It's a little bit off, awkwardly off, like angle wise. Like look at the nostril down here at the bottom. But the lips are fine. The eyes look okay. The hair is kind of growing out of her body. So it still needs help. But I'm just amazed at that AI is able to do this. I can't remember. I have the name. I have the script that I actually used to make these. And I just had to run the script over and over. And this is what it kind of pushed out. So I think we're getting to a point with this art. This is the last one here. We're getting to a point with this type of AI art that we just become editors or touch-up artists. You know, just modify a little bit, clean it up a little bit, and then it's good to go. It's just crazy. They all have nice personalities, yes. Now, here's the thing about all of these. These are not people. They're no one. These are not actresses. This is nobody. This is just made up by a collection of different images of women, and who knows where they get the hair from or whatever. Oh, look, the hands are completely off here, by the way. But yeah, all of this is just a merging of a bunch of different images. So it does not resemble anyone. Like, you can't say, oh, this is so-and-so. And nobody can ever say, oh, that's a picture of me. So that's what's pretty cool. I just want to show you the Zilog one. I had changed it a little bit and put Zilog and put Cyberpunk and put I think some of the features I put in was like Zilog, Cyberpunk, something along that lines, and just close-up feature. Japanese maybe I put in, or katana or something, and this came out. Make one for a Tinder profile. Exactly. But yeah, it's amazing the stuff that this does. So it's kind of scary when you think about it. All right, I'm done with this. Anyhow, if you, like I said, if you guys are all interested in that type of help to get started on something, there's tools. You know, I think here's the funny thing about all this. Let me go close up. The funny thing that I see with all of this is that there are no excuses now for anyone that says, I can't draw or I can't write. Or anyone that needs kind of a prompt or a way of getting started with something, because there's all these different tools available. I mean, Brink just seriously just gave us an entire thing to start your own business. It just said you can use Midjourney, ChatGPT, Editor X, and make a whole complex website with zero art and design knowledge, no coding, and no writing skills. And I bet that's fairly accurate. That's really crazy. I'm going to be testing these things out because I want to know how we can use them. All right, my last ad starts in 8 minutes. I can't use 3 programs at once. I want to talk about this real quick before my ad runs, because this has to do with ads. So Asmongold, he's like our favorite person to talk about, at least for me. He says this is ridiculous and abruptly ends stream due to excessive ads on Twitch. So he recently ended a stream abruptly over his disgust with Twitch ads. And he was about to start something. He was like watching something. You know how he watches and all of a sudden, I don't know why I can't make this bigger. Can I just make this big before this ad's going to run in like 7 minutes? I'm going to make this as big as possible so we can see this. Okay, here it is. So he's watching, you know how he reacts to stuff. So he's watching something and he's talking about it, and all of a sudden this happens.
If my internet cut off,
I'm going to
during
bed.
live show.
So he gets a freaking ad in between while he's trying to. This is what sucks.
Well, we wouldn't have a show anymore, and that is.
I'm
not
so
good for
fucking sick of this shit.
I've never had an interruption.
I'm
during
going
the
to
show
bed. This
with
is
Google Play.
fucking ridiculous. This is outrage. I gotta go to sleep, guys. I'll see you guys later.
So, and he ends his stream. Now, I know you can't read this, but there's 6 ads running. 6 ads are gonna run, and that's where Twitch has just screwed everyone up with all these stupid random ads. And I know I have some running. I try to only run one 30-second one. That's I bet the minimum, because I'm like, maybe it helps with the pre-rolls. It helps with people not having to get ads all the time. But every hour an ad has to run. But this is
I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to go
ridiculous.
To sleep. Holy fuck. All right, guys. I'll be on tomorrow. Peace.
And he just leaves. This is yesterday. And he just leaves. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Now it's one of those things where, and I know an ad's coming up in a second for me. It's like 6 minutes, and I'm trying to end my stream before it comes up. But it's pretty annoying to just have an ad pop up when you're in the middle of doing something. Like, I'm sure at some point today while we were having our stream, some ad popped up while we were trying to have a conversation. And if it did, I'm so sorry. There's got to be a way of turning it off. I've had the same reaction. Me too. I can tell you, I've like gone to somebody's stream just because I want to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, I got to see this. I want to see this, whatever. And I go click on it. And then I get the ads. I'm like, never mind. And I leave. And I'm sure that happens, especially with small streamers. Like if I find a small streamer somewhere, I'm just like, oh, I want to watch this stuff. And then I get these freaking 6 ads in a row to watch before I get to see them. I'm sorry, bro. I wanted to help you, but I'm not going to sit here for 6 ads. No way. Not right. No. Give me one ad, maybe a 15-second, maybe 30 at most, but no. The ads are screwing with us. Now, I do like if they use the ads that come out at the bottom. They don't interrupt. They're just banners. In fact, I remember when I used to do web development, I always tell people, because they were like, oh, I want to have advertising because I want to get money through revenue from my ad revenue and have people advertise on my page and whatever. I'm like, that's fine. That's great. But guess what? Do it in a little banner that just comes up and goes away. Not that's there the whole time. And so that's what we do. So that's what I kind of like. I'm going to snooze the freaking ads for 5 more minutes because I'm going to be ending in a second anyways. And so that's the thing. It's like ads should not be intrusive to the content, because it really sucks when you're having a live session and it's like in the middle of me saying, okay, guys, this is really important. I want you to listen carefully because I'm going to tell you. And all of a sudden, boom, an ad starts. And I keep talking because unless I'm watching my Twitch screen, I don't know if an ad is running. And so then whatever I said, people will miss it. Now there is a way of subscribers never get ads. So if people are subscribed, they won't see ads. But even still, that's like hoping that everybody is subscribed that's watching your channel. And that's not usually the case. It's pretty messed up. Or watching a game stream, something exciting happens, and then bam, 4 ad breaks. Exactly. Or the girl's about to get in the hot tub, and you've been watching this for an hour, waiting for her to get in, and then when she's about to get in, boom, ads. And when the ads are done, the stream is over, and you missed it. I'm not saying that happens to me. I'm just saying that's an example that might have happened to somebody. That's how I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, all right, guys, I'm getting in the hot tub. Got a hot tub stream today. We're getting, sounds very specific. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get in the hot tub today, guys. Okay. A few minutes. We're going to get started. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. We're going to drop these. Take the Speedos out. Jumping in. Here we go. And then ads come out. And then when you come back, it's over. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm done. See you next time. Oh, that's going to be it. That's what I'm doing. Just kidding. Oh my God. I've had so many people unfollow if I ever do that. I would be scared if people don't unfollow. I'd be like, those are the creepy ones. I don't want to be friends with them. Subbed. Oh yeah, the subs won't see ads. Damn it. I gotta remember that. Oh man. Anyways, that's what's going on. So guys, I'm going to take a break because I've got to go and do some daddy duty. I've got to do D-U-T-Y. Stop it. It's not the other one. I've got to pick up my daughter. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I have to figure that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break because I like to keep my stream separate. This is the chatting one. We'll do the gaming one a little bit. I'm going to take a break, get a couple things done, and then we'll do a little bit of a stream for some gaming in a bit. Just give me about an hour or so. Who knows? Maybe it'll be less. And I'll get myself set up. I'll get another coffee, take this dog out for a walk, and then we'll be all good to go. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I just wanted to read my news, and I just wanted to share with you guys. But fun times. And keep in mind, if you ever think that it's a good idea to do a movie night or a show night on Discord, we can do that. We tried it last night. It worked out really well. So you never know. That might be something we can do as a community. Posted the link I talked about earlier in Discord. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. I got dad duty today too. Oh, kid off from school today. Yeah, my kids actually are running around doing stuff, but I've got things I have to do for them here while they're not here. Like, for example, taking the dog out. I'm stuck with the dog. It's sleeping right here next to me. I have to take him out. All right, so I will see you in the afternoon. Gonna take a little break, about an hour break, and then I'll be back. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. If you don't come back, this will always be a VOD. I'll see you then. I'm out. Peace.